Now, one of the most important things that we measure around here is air pressure. Now, luckily we have other people do it for us, but it involves a certain amount of process and instruments, and that was this topic of this week's WeatherWise question. That's right.
That's right. This week's student asks, how do barometers work? So let's look at the question.
My name is Abby Premkumar, and I go to Isaac Newton Christian Academy. My question is, how do barometers work?
Thank you so much for that question, Abby. Now, there are a few different kinds of barometers. We're going to take a look at two of those kinds here. So the first is an aneroid barometer. Now, an aneroid barometer is usually just a metallic box, and the metallic box shrinks or grows depending on the air pressure. What happens is the air around the box will press against it, causing it to shrink when there's high pressure. When there's lower pressure, less air is putting pressure on that box, allowing it to get a little bit bigger. Now, the other type of barometer we have is a mercury barometer. A mercury barometer usually is a glass tube filled with mercury, kind of similar to a thermometer, but the mercury will rise and fall based on the air pressure, because the air pressure will push down on that mercury when there's high pressure. When there's a little bit less pressure, low pressure, that pressure goes down, allowing the mercury to rise a little bit in the glass cylinder. Now, did you know you could make your own barometer? Now, all you need to make your own barometer is a glass, a spool of thread, a balloon, a marked index card with an H on the top and L on the bottom. You can also draw some lines on your index card with a ruler. You need a toothpick or a sewing needle, a straw, and a pencil. Now, what you do is you take that balloon, you cut it, and you wrap it around the top of the glass. Next, you're going to take a straw and glue that to the top of the balloon on one side. On the other side, you're going to attach that toothpick or sewing needle. Next, what you're going to need to do is take that spool of thread and put your pencil in it and tape the index card to the pencil so that the sewing needle will point at the card so that you can tell what the pressure is going to be with our barometer. Now, this is how your barometer is going to work. When there is an amount of low pressure, so the pressure outside of the glass is lower than the pressure inside of the glass, that's going to cause the balloon to push up, forcing the sewing needle down, indicating low pressure. When there is high pressure, the pressure outside, the air outside of the glass is going to push down on that balloon, causing your straw to point up towards the high pressure. So if you want to be a meteorologist and measure the air pressure, you can go ahead and make your own barometer. And air pressure is really important to meteorologists because those high and low pressure systems often indicate whether or not there is a storm coming. Now, if you want to send over a question to WeatherWise, head over to kcrg.com/unews, or you can go to the Weather Now page on the First Alert kcrg.com section of our website. Make sure you submit a video question too so that we can air your question here on Weather Now.